And actually, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Because I know me.
You know, so that's our life mission. That's the McSend's mission.
You don't have to understand my boundaries to respect them.
Well, no, I'm the president and co-founder of McShen, a person in long-term recovery from substance use disorders.
How do you go about fixing the damage in the trust between the family after you get out?
Okay, I gotta work on that.
Celebrating my 6 months. Didn't have a cake.
Yeah.
Gosh, you showed up.
This ain't man. This is illegal. You're already in the penitentiary. Then they will put you in the isolation for goddamn 10 years. You know? What they doing when they do that? They try to break your ass. Trying to break your ass. Huh? You said what? Oh, well, I believe. You know? They like work the hard, but we work the sun. You know what I'm saying? We live. Okay, that's going to come in. But I'm telling you what, man, as I saw all these people coming in, and you know what my thoughts are now? I'm like, damn, I need to invest in the tails in the penitentiary. This is a lucrative goddamn business. This is a lucrative business. Huh? Oh, man, what you talking about? I know we live in a capitalistic society. Money drives a whole lot of things. You know what I mean? Money drives this right here. All the women we got, man, all these people, y'all all the way back to the wall. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit about making decisions, man. Making good decisions. There is a thing called bad decisions as well. We're going to talk about making some good decisions. You know? That's it? Huh? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. What's going on? Yo. My man. What's happening? We still rolling, man. We still rolling. I just bought me a new car. Yeah. 2023 Mercedes C300. Man. Having the winner's tenant next week. Yeah. So can't nobody see me. Benefits of recovery. Benefits of recovery. Huh? Hey, let me just talk about myself for a minute, man. Man, I got sickness in my family. I got somebody in my family that ain't doing good, you know? And what I reflected on today, I reflected on recovery. I reflected on being clean. I done went through life. When I was in the penitentiary, my father died. And I ain't know how to respond to it. I ain't know whether to cry. I just ain't know. I was numb. That was in 1975. Damn right. I'm 71 going on 72 years old. I ran into a brother the other day that was 50 years old, and the goddamn alcohol had him looking like he was my age. You know? Thing about it is that could happen to one of you. While I reflected on recovery, man, I met my wife in high school. She was 14 years old. So she'd been through it. She'd been through the 6 years, and she'd been through death in the family. I looked at the obituary that has already been wrote out for my sister-in-law. And 5 people in my wife's family have died since we've been in a relationship. Oh, I'll put it this way. 5 people have died since I got clean. And I'm telling you, my story is I'm a much different person then than I am now. I know how to finish shit that I start. I ain't know that shit. I can imagine myself being in a situation like that. I got to run out and get high. I got to have me something to drink. I got to have something in my arm to deal with this shit. I ain't had no drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, none of that shit, and coming up on 35 years. Yeah. So I know what to do. I learned what to do. When my wife's mother died, man, I called a friend of hers that basically had went through the same thing. Because if y'all don't understand it now, death is going to happen. It's going to happen to you or family members or whatever. I called a friend of hers who lost their mother and lost their sister. I said, what should I expect? She said, I lost my mother 13 years ago, and it ain't a day goes by that I don't think of her. And I can remember hearing my wife in the bathroom crying. And then I ain't have a second thought about what should I do. I opened the bathroom door, went in, opened the shower, and goddamn it started hugging her. I'm here for you. I ain't got to go run. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I ain't got to go run out and get nothing. I'm here for you. She said, okay, because believe it or not, when I went through the 6 years in the penitentiary, this woman was there. This woman was there. I'm just glad that I done learned or I know how to give, man. At one time, I ain't had no love in me, so I couldn't give it. When you heard somebody say, I gave all I had or I gave all I got, they ain't lying. If they ain't got shit, they can't give shit. Huh? Facts. If they ain't got it, they can't give it. And when I was in the penitentiary, my daughter was born. And man, me and that girl are inseparable. You know? Because I love my family. I love my wife. I love my kids. And I just don't chatter. I show them that I love them. I love them almost to a fault. I ain't never coming back to the penitentiary again. But if anybody do anything to my family, all bets are off the table. All bets are off the table. You know? And my wife would hear me and say, don't say that. But that's me. You know? That's me. That's in my heart. You know what I mean? But you know, that's real talk, man. That's real talk. You know, because I know one of y'all might be in a situation where a family member died while you in here, and you don't know what to do. You do what you think or what you have seen somebody else mimic, but it ain't genuine. Because you don't know how to feel. This is a feeling disease that we got. You know? Get genuine with yourself. I know that I got feelings. I look for them. Even if you got to dig to get them, that's all right. Man, to think about going through life without somebody loving you or you loving somebody else, when I think about that shit now, man, that's horrible. That's horrible. Because I know all of us are capable of loving. All of us got it in us. Even if you got to find it like I did, it ain't a bad thing. Find some love. And that shit starts with you loving yourself. If I ask you in here who loves themselves, everybody gonna raise their hand. But then when I go back and look at your behavior, that shit's telling me something totally different. The behavior is telling me something totally different. That shit, man, has to be balanced. If I love you, I'm going to show you that I'm going to love you. If If you love yourself, show yourself that you love you. You know? I mean, every 2 or 3 years, you end up in the penitentiary or you end up in jail. Where the love at? And you still doing stupid shit to get you here. I'm talking long because that's what my speaker told me to do. You still doing stupid shit to get you here. That's why tonight, man, we talking about decisions, man. Making decisions. You know, 1, there's a thing called good decisions. 2, there's a thing called bad decisions. And I thought about this, man. Some people living to take life to another level, higher level. Some people living to take life to a lower level. That decision is on you. You got to make the decision. What you gonna do? You know? And then it ain't this no more. It ain't this no more. When they talk about being honest in this program, in any program, they talk about you being honest with yourself. We trick ourselves off more than we trick off anybody else. You ain't got to lie to me. Man, I'm going to continue to live. Like, you ain't got to lie to yourself either, but that's what you do 50%, 60%, 70% of the time. You lie to yourself. Man, most of us that come up out this situation right here, man, we need some help with it, man. Every time I come in, man, it's like more seats. Something ain't right, man. Something ain't right. And majority of us, this ain't our first rodeo. Second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th time. But I still believe in second chances. I don't know when the light bulb might go off in anybody's head. I don't know when anybody might decide I'm going to treat myself better than I did last year. Last week, last month, I'm going to treat myself better. And man, decisions, making good decisions. If you don't take nothing out here today, take making decisions, making good decisions. That shit would dictate your life, man. There's a whole lot of things that dictate your life. You can't be successful making bad decision after bad decision. At some point, you got to start making some good decisions about your life, about yourself, about your family. You know? I'm tired of taking life down to the lowest level. Man, some of the things that have happened to me in my life, I can't even talk about it. I can't even talk about it. One thing, my daughter was born, and you heard me say that, in the penitentiary. Man, I got 2 kids, and both of them are lawyers. Both of them are lawyers. I had something to do with that in a roundabout way because my 13-year-old daughter saw me going in and out of jail, in and out of penitentiary, and said, one day my dad gonna need my help. When I graduate from school, I'm gonna become a lawyer. When I found that shit out 10, 15 years later, I cried because I didn't realize that I was messing that child up like that. I cried. And today, man, I mean, the last time we were at West, I read the Father's Day text that my daughter sent me. And that shit brought tears to my eyes. You know? My daughter's 48 years old, man. And we share each other's lives now. One of the things, too, that I just want to say that happened, my daughter told me she had one child, she had a daughter, and she tells me, she said, Dad, I'm going to have a son. I want to have a son so that you can have somebody to train and bring up like you want to train and bring up. And sure enough, man, God willing, she had a son, you know? And man, when my mother died a year ago, her son, who was 12 years old, played the piano at my mother's funeral. That shit fucked me up. You talking about some genuine feeling? I mean, the dope was a generic high. That real life shit, boy, that's a high. Hey, look, I got videos of that shit. That shit still blows me away, still brings tears to my eyes. And all I say is, again, I'm glad I stopped using. I'm glad I stopped using. You know? All my focus, man, is on life. I focus on ain't no where I can get it from, who got it, and all that shit like that. My focus is on life. You know? And I'm telling you, I've seen people around me dying. You know? And man, my thoughts are, man, as long as I got breath in my body, I'm going to take care of my family because I'm capable of doing that now. I wasn't capable of doing that, man, when I was chasing that shit in and out the penitentiary. I wasn't capable of doing that. We sit here, and you know, that's what I mean, this thing is about finding out who you are. You know? Don't trick yourself off. Because most of us think we're somebody that we are not. You know? Find yourself, man. Find your way. We got several pathways now. I'm glad y'all here. Because I said today when we was coming down here, man, I had to leave my wife and my brother-in-law at home watching her sister. And so I said, man, I got several things I'm talking about. Why not talk about yourself? You know what I mean? There's a million stories in the naked city. All of y'all got one. All of y'all got a story. You know what I mean? Get real, man. Get real with that shit while you're here. This is a good starting point right here. You know? Start doing something for yourself, man. Start showing yourself some love. You know? Man, and let me tell you what else that makes me feel good. We got a speaker tonight. We got a speaker tonight. And I thought about this, man. I thought about y'all. The last time I was here, I said, I'm talking to the minority of people that's here. Because there's a whole lot of people here that don't want to be here. Whole lot of people that's here that don't want to be here. Don't think we don't understand that. You know? Boy, you talking about another genuine high. It's when you see somebody come in and put some clean time together. Put some clean time together. You know, that shit becomes twofold for me. I'm thinking John, who started and created this program, and I'm thinking of some of the people that have came in as a result of that and were able to change their life. You know, man, I got my wagon hitched to John, and it's been a good ride. You know, I love this guy, man. I love this guy. For y'all that don't know, John Shithausen. That's a clap. Him and his wife founded this foundation. And he was a bum just like me when he first got here.
A bigger bum.
Yeah, 40 years ago. He was a bum.
He was a high-class bum.
I love you, man.
Love you, man. Yeah, John. I had to talk about me.
You know, I'm John Shenholzer, a person in long-term recovery from substance use disorders. Actually, I'll be celebrating, if I make it, 10th of this month, 41 years clean. Me and Marshall, we represent 75 years of abstinence in recovery. And, you know, I think one thing we have in common, I know we got in common, is our commitment to carry that message of hope from the disease of addiction, that an addict, any addict, can stop using drugs, lose that desire to use drugs, and find a new way to live. And one of our common denominators is, instead of chasing drugs, we actually chase our recovery, which encompasses that new way to live. So instead of obsessing on ruining our life with drug use, we actually obsess on what we can do to help other people, to include our families, our community, and most important, people in this room right here. And, you know, there are many signs and evidence of commitment, okay? Marshall's wife's sister passed away today, okay? They're grieving. They're putting funeral arrangements together. They're doing what adults and mature people do. And Marshall had a commitment to be here tonight, and he's here. And to me, that's just a wonderful demonstration of commitment to really trying to help folks and ourselves. Because the truth is, I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't do the things I did. And I'm selfish. I like what I got. I like where I've been. And I want to keep my recovery going, so I'll keep doing those commitments. That's really not a big trade-off. But as Marshall was talking, I've heard many times his experience with his children and how his kids wanted to go to law school to help his daddy, you know what I mean? And then the light bulb goes off. I said, that's more evidence of the disparity of this illness of ours. We all know that, like, black people go to jail and prison 4 times more than white people, right? I mean, that's just a fact. I ain't bragging, I ain't making this up. But I was sitting there thinking, damn, man, because all the white people I come in touch with all these years that have addiction, their kids want to grow up to be a counselor or a therapist or a social worker or a doctor so they can help their parents. But in the black community, they got to be a lawyer, you know. It's like, shit, another light bulb went off, you know. That's fucked up, you know. But hopefully 10 years from now, in everybody's family, they'll want to be a social worker, counselor, and we can get this criminal justice bullshit beside us and get disparity equalized. So just a thought I had. That's really one of these, like, general moments, these genius moments I shared with you. Y'all should be excited about that shit. Another thing that dawned on me is there's an epidemic in America right now. And fentanyl, we all heard of fentanyl, right? Fentanyl is blowing this thing up. And one way it is hurting us, people in this room. How many of y'all been Narcan before? How many of y'all called when somebody's overdosed and you made a phone call and you didn't get arrested? Called the Good Samaritan law. Well, law enforcement don't like that law. They're trying to erase that law. Go back to where, you know, if somebody's overdosed and you call 911, everybody gets locked up. They're trying to change that back. And the science and the evidence shows, and it's very clear that if you got a good Samaritan law, the phone rings, lives are saved. 87% increase in the possibility to save a life versus the cops, they don't like that. They like the idea of getting an addict that's struggling with opiates, withdrawing, and sweating them trying to get phone numbers, you know what I mean? They want to bring them days back. No matter what we're doing as a nation, it seems like this epidemic is getting worse. But there's one thing that we can do that can stop this, slow it down, dial it back. And that's the weapon of a recovering addict. There's no substitute for recovering people. The more of us that we can get in recovery and reach back out and engage other people that need recovery, the better chance we got to dialing back this epidemic. It's real simple stuff. We're going to get what we get when we do what we do. If you guys and girls keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. You find recovery and you go back out in your communities, we try to make a difference like many of us do. Not only will your life benefit and be enriched and you'll live a life you couldn't dream possible, which is the payoff, but this is how we're going to slow down this epidemic. It's going to take us to do the work. And the work ain't that bad. Think about it. I don't know what they pay you per hour to be sitting in this jail. I don't think it's much, if anything. I don't know if you get jobs or not. But at least out there you have the ability to do things. You know, we had a pool party this week and had a lot of newcomers at the pool party. They didn't have much. And I asked them, we had a meeting at the pool. So we sat around the pool. It was a hot day Saturday. We sat around the pool, and most of them recently released from jail. And I asked, how many of y'all would like to be in the DOC day room or up here in the gym, or would you rather be out here at the pool? 100% of them would rather be at the pool, eating hamburgers, hot dogs, barbecue, guys looking at girls, girls looking at guys, guys looking at guys, girls looking at girls and guys. I mean, it was impressive. You know what I mean? And at the meeting we discussed, all you got to do is find your connection to community and stay with them, and don't go back to that old people, places, and things. It's real simple stuff. And quite frankly, I hope I get to come to these meetings till I die. Be honest with you, this is something that works for me. Carrying that message of hope. But good Lord, don't you know you got choices? And let me touch on choices. As long as I don't pick up a drug, I have a chance to make a good choice. But the minute I pick up a drug, I no longer have a chance to make a good choice because all my choices are going to be get more drugs. And then I'm going to break out in jails, institutions, and probably death. And, just give you some stuff to think about. There's a lot of much better stuff out there than this. Now, this 5B over here, right? You remember that boy Gary Walton was here last week? I played golf with him today. There you go. He connected. We hooked up. We played golf. Did he ever talk shit about being a good golfer? I was going to say because he sucked. Yeah. Oh, my God. He was – today was different, you know what I mean? Because he's out there. He's back with his sons, his family. He's reconnected. So the anger piece is kind of going away. All he keeps mumbling about under his breath is, I should have called an Uber. I should have called an Uber. Was it like his 5th DUI or something? Yeah. Remember that. If in case you do want to go back to using, call an Uber. Don't drink and drive. Our speaker tonight, when I first met this fella, I don't know, a few years ago, he came to McShin, and we actually went on a road trip together. I'm famous for road trips. I love road trips with recovering people. It's just a lot of fun. And we went to Pennsylvania, wasn't it? And we get to this place I'm speaking at, and I left my hang-up bag back at the house. And I needed a coat and tie for this event. So we're late night shopping for coat and ties. Long story short, I had a really good time with this fella. He seemed like he was getting his shit together. He was adapting to recovery. I had a lot of hope. I get hope in people. I got excited about this fella. And then shortly thereafter, we had an incident in one of the recovery houses that he was involved with or had knowledge of. I think he was involved with it. Out of 19 years, we've had a lot of people do drugs in our houses, and they overdosed, but we Narcan them, got them in the hospital, never had a death. Well, this is the only death we ever had in our organization. And I blame our speaker tonight for that. I was so angry with him. And I don't usually get angry like that. And deep down inside, I'll be honest with you, I wish he'd just go die somewhere, stay away from us, leave our people alone. I think he went back to prison for a couple years, so God and the law did for me what I couldn't do or wouldn't do. But then he re-enters back to McShin when he got out of jail or prison, wherever he come from. And we've reconnected since. And I've watched this man, how sincere he is about his recovery journey, how I think part of his past experiences has really made him a better person to do the most. I mean, he's just such a gracious worker around McShin. I mean, the guy is like 100% all in recovery. I fully forgive myself for being so angry. Certainly don't got no anger or resentments toward him for that, whatever the involvement was. We're just happy, healing, recovery people now. But when he said he'd come share, I thought it was important to bring him up in here to share with y'all, just because, like a lot of us, our stories are so much up and down, trials and tribulations, restarts, refires. But I just see nothing but promise and hope in this fella. He did his peer training. Are you certified yet? Got a certification. He's a certified peer recovery support specialist. Does such great work with our people. He works all the time. We don't pay shit at McShin, so you got to really like this work to work there. And he's just a rising star in the recovery industry, and I consider him like a grasshopper level of a recovering warrior. And, I know I'm not supposed to expect big things out of us, but in this case, I do. I got high expectations of you. I really do. And so how about let's give a warm welcome for Travis W.
I love you. Thank you. You ain't have to put me on blast like that, but God dang. All right, how y'all doing? I'm Travis, a person in recovery. And goddamn, I'm not going to speak as clearly or as intelligently as them because I get nervous in front of people. And I've been nervous the whole ride up here, and I was trying to place, what the hell am I so damn nervous before, man? I talk shit all day. I've done 5 years of my life in this jail. I know some of the people standing around here. I know Jesse, we done bid it a long time. And I put my finger on it, I was like, I'm nervous because goddamn, I got to tell the truth. And every time I got to tell the truth and open myself up raw in front of people this is some hard shit. 100 people looking at you and you're about to bare your soul to it, so I'm just going to give y'all the truth. I'm going to start just a little bit from the beginning and work through it, bing, boom, bam. I don't like to take a lot of time up. I know, shit, I ain't got nothing but time, so I'll take a little bit of it up. And so I've been getting high or shooting dope in some form or fashion since I was a teenager, getting high. I started shooting dope when I'm 18. I'm 47 now. I've been in and out of jails for a better part of 15 years of my life. Like I said, I've done 5 years in here, and I'll tell you something, ain't nothing changed about in here. Ain't nothing at all changed. Everything looks the same. Same people working here, same shirts tucked in, and God bless you, So, goddamn, 18 years old, started shooting dope, you know what I mean? And doing all the wild shit that y'all done, nothing different. Goddamn robbing people, stealing, whatever. Nothing special about that. And when I think about it like this. For the better part of 27 years, I was in a fucking time loop, man. Sorry, I'm gonna try to get through this without cussing, forgive me. My life was just a time loop, a hamster wheel, just the same shit. Get out of prison, not even make it the car ride home, already getting high. I was thinking about this too, since goddamn I've been locked up so much. I was thinking about every time I would go to jail, dope sick, and get like a couple months in there, and or a couple years or whatever, and I'd start thinking, man, I need a goddamn plan when I get out of this bitch. Just one plan. And my plan never consisted of more than goddamn, I'm gonna get a job and a place to live. I never thought it through much more than that. And every time I got out, I never thought about like dealing with feelings, and I'd get this fucking excited feeling right when I was getting out. And I'm not thinking past food or a girl. And to calm that feeling down every time, not even make it the car ride home, I'd either give me a beer to calm it down or give me some dope to calm it down, and then I'm right back on the time loop again. Over and over again, man. The shit just never got old to me. I never could hit like a bottom. I could never hit a bottom with jail and getting high. It just wasn't enough for me. I was thinking about this on the ride over, like what John said, and I'm gonna clear this up right now, exactly what happened. So I never really thought about recovery because, like I said, my plan was just to goddamn get a job and get a place to live, and none of that shit ever worked. And I've tried all forms of recovery. I have tried methadone, Suboxone, shit like that, but I never wanted to put in any like work into it. I always wanted just to drink the methadone, get a job, and just think that that was going to be the answer for me. I wanted a quick answer, and I never got one with either one of those. It just wasn't my pathway, and I support all pathways. It just never worked for me, and I got locked up one time. My brother works at McShin too, and this was the first time I was going to try recovery, and I got out. I just wanted to go try recovery just to get bonded out of jail, tell you the truth. And I got in there, and I was just going through the motions, and it started clicking, and like you said, we went for the ride, all that. And there was one thing about it, like all the rules, I never want to follow a lot of rules. And so a rule there was not to have a cell phone. And I was thinking, man, what the fuck, that's dumb as shit. can't have a damn cell phone? And the only reason why I wanted this cell phone was really just to listen to music, man. A simple rule like a phone. And I was in there with another guy, and he said, man, let me use that phone to get some dope. And I said, okay. I let him use it. He said, man, I'll give you $80. I said, well, shit, that sounds good, $80 for a phone call. And he used my phone, he got the dope delivered to the damn machine. And granted, I'm out on 2 damn bonds, facing all kind of bullshit. And he pulled that fold open. He was like, man, you want to hit this? I said, nah, walked on by. Because like John said, man, I was like catching on to this shit, man. But I wasn't like digging in. I hadn't, found a pathway yet. I was still just breaking a bad habit. I was still in that bad habit breaking phase of it. No pathway, no shit like that. And then I walked back by again. He was like, you sure you don't want to hit this? And I said, now I am sure. Let me take a little snip. Now, granted, there's a goddamn meeting going on with 200 people in it. My damn girl's in there. My damn family's up there. And just everybody, man. And I'm in the damn intensive house. And I hit that shit, and next thing you know, I woke up in an ambulance. And been Narcan like 6 times. That was the first time I'd ever overdosed. This is when fentanyl first came back, wasn't that big, about 5-6 years ago. And it just looked like some brown dope to me. That bitch hit the back of my neck. I was like, woo! And when I woke up, I was like, I'm fucked. I done fucked up now. And goddamn, they ain't tell me till I was at the hospital. The other guy, they was like, he didn't make it. But now, granted, all the shit I'm putting my family through, because, they come out. And all they see is ambulances and shit. And they go up there and they say, man, 2 people just overdosed. One of them didn't make it, but they don't tell them who. So now my family thinks I'm dead. They don't know who, what. And somebody lost their life over a damn cell phone, over not following the rules. A cell phone, Trav. You can't have one. So I go back to jail. I come here. I'm working. I'm here. I'm working the damn laundry. Shit, I worked the laundry with you a couple times. Mean as hell. And you know what? Even after all that shit, I'm up in jail and I still ain't thinking about no damn recovery, no shit like that. I come in here, I don't surrender and come to a program, nothing like that. My same plan is just get through jail like I always know how to get through jail. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna fucking gamble, I'm gonna bullshit. Am I lying, Jess? I'm gonna wait for the pack to come in. And then when I get out, I start all over and be clean. And I got out and it lasted the car ride on. And I got down, I'm telling myself, man, shit, I ain't gonna do no dope. I'm gonna put a servo in the goddamn, in the toothpaste Jane, sniff it. That ain't getting high. That's a prescription. It's somebody's prescription. It ain't mine, but it's somebody's. It's doctor shit, man. It's damn 2 weeks later, I'm fucking shooting dope again. Same old shit. After somebody lost their life, all the time in prison, all the years of getting high, all the friends gone, all that shit. And I'm doing that, and I'm already on the run after 6 months. I already violated probation. I ain't turning myself in, though. It's fucking COVID. I had a good excuse. I won't go turn myself in. I won't go turn myself in for shit. So I said, man, let me try a pathway. I get back on the methadone. I'm on the methadone, handcuffed to the methadone clinic, making it about a week or two, putting together a good two weeks, something like that. Working for my aunt, bullshit. Still shooting dope on the goddamn weekends. Just doing the same old shit. And it came like a time, man, it was so crazy. And like, this is just as honest as I could be with y'all. Like the goddamn dope and the methadone won't working no more. It won't fucking doing what it was supposed to do. I said, God damn. I'm miserable all the time. I'm either sick all the time. I gotta make it to this goddamn methadone clinic by 5 in the morning, stand in the line, wrapped around the motherfucking people driving by, looking at us and shit. Fucking embarrassing, man, to me, I was. And I'm thinking, man, I'm doing this shit just to say I'll do. And I'm just really fucking drinking the shit to stay well in the morning and get high and calling myself goddamn clean. I was like, shit, man. And I'm at home at night and I'm like, man, I'm fucking miserable. I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm rolling up on I'm on the deep end of 47. I ain't got shit of my own. I ain't never did shit but goddamn lived off a girl, my family. I ain't never put that, man, I ain't never had a damn license. 47 years old, I ain't never had a damn license. I ain't got shit. And I was thinking, man, I'd rather just fucking kill myself to do this shit. I'm not gonna do it no more. And I'm thinking like that. And I'm saying, man, and this is just being honest with y'all. I'm like, goddamn, man, God help me. God, please help me, man. If you don't help me, I'm just gonna fucking kill myself, man. I'm tired of it. I don't want to go back and turn myself in. I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to do it that way. That way don't work. You know what I mean? The methadone don't work for me. The drugs ain't working for me. I'm still fucking sad when I fucking shoot dope. At least that shit used to kill it. That shit ain't even killing it no more. None of it, nothing was working. I said, God, man, I can't do it no more. God, please, God, please, God, please, please help me. And God helped me, man. I heard God help me, man. He took the fucking desire to fucking use from me right then and there. It was the honest I'd ever been with anything in my life. I got up, I opened that fucking methadone case up, I dumped all that shit out. I took anything that was in my house. I was like, man, I don't want none of this shit in my house. And man, I was shaky after that. I had no withdrawal symptoms. I was like, what the fuck, man, God is really damn doing something for me. And I'm not a religious person. I was like, this was just a fucking miracle. I was like, shit. But what do I do now? I don't know what to do. I don't know how to live. I ain't got no damn license. I don't make appointments for myself. I'm a fucking 17-year-old, goddamn 47-year-old that don't know shit. And man, all I knew what to do was to call my damn brother. And I knew what had happened. My brother, he works at McShin, and I already know, like, it's bad blood up there. Like, I know what happened. Somebody died on my damn watch. I'm like, man, but he's the only person I know to call. Because I ain't got a whole lot of friends. I got, like, a lot of acquaintances, and I got some fucking bullshit people I bullshit with. But I ain't, man, one person to throw a goddamn lifeline to me. And this motherfucker picked up the phone. And I'm telling him, man, you know, I'm such a liar that, like, I tell my family this shit, they don't believe me. Fucking God did this. Man, what the hell are you talking about, Trey? You done lost your damn mind. But it was the truth, and that's all I had right there. And my brother said, man, come up here. I said, I don't know. Because I was thinking, man, because the last time I seen John told me, man, hey, fucking program ain't for you. Jail is for you. That's what for you. And I was like, shit. But goddamn, I surrendered a little bit. I said, well, come get me, man. He was already on the way. I was down the beach. He's already on the damn way. He don't give me time to think about it. So when he gets there, I said, I'm still thinking, man. He's like, man, let's just go to lunch. But pack all your shit up and put it in the car, and we'll go to lunch. Next thing you know, I was going up there. And like, to be honest with y'all, even with that special shit happening for me, like, I still got up there. And you know, one thing God didn't take from me is, I'm still a goddamn know-it-all. I knew everything. I didn't want to listen. I was like, man, I don't want to sit in them fucking classes. I don't want to talk. I don't want to do shit. I'm trying to process what the fuck just happened to me. I'm like, man, how does that happen? You dump out, you've been on methadone for a year, you're still shooting dope, you dump all that shit out, you ain't got no withdrawal. I mean, what the fuck do you need them for? You're already there, but look, I didn't know how to live. And the people at McShin, like, recognized that. And they gave me my space. Well, what they did was they put a damn paintbrush in my hand. It made me tired as hell. So I was like, all right, I'll get in the classes. I'll try. I'll surrender. Again. I surrender to some people that know how to do this shit, that are living right. I said, man, let me follow them a little bit. John puts it like this: good, orderly direction. That's some true shit. And I was like, man, I'll take a couple suggestions. Man, sit in class, follow the rules. So I did it, man. I taking the trash out, goddamn sitting in the class, doing what I had to do. And the days started building up for me. And shit, I took another suggestion, get a sponsor. I got a sponsor, half-ass called him, half-ass work. Just a little bit, a tiny work started like opening doors for me. I was like, man, shit, there's something to this, man. And John, like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I get a little emotional. Like, he was real caring to me. He like took me to his house, chill, you know what I mean? Well, not chill, but like I'm picking weeds at his house and cutting grass. But like, that shit became like a serene place to me. Like, it was a place for me to just get away and like think, like process shit. And make about $40 here and there, enough money for some bullshit. But, you know, he did it for me. Like, why? I mean, you heard him, man, like, what I fucked up there. And then I just kept stringing days together. I started going to meetings. I always thought, like, I thought meetings were like some cult shit. I didn't want to go in there, you know what I mean? It just seemed like it just didn't seem right to me. And then I said, man, let me listen. Then I found out it was some fucking people that think just like me. The same goddamn problems. So I just listening a little bit, taking a couple directions, and goddamn, man, I done strung together 6 months with nothing. And I'm gonna tell you, like, he was talking about them gifts of recovery. Got a license. I got a license. Got a car. God's opening up doors for me. I'm working. I'm helping the next man come along. I'm gonna tell you, that shit feeds your spirit. It feels good. I ain't making no money, but I'm making clean time. And people are coming up behind me and they're hat, Trad, you help me out. Man, that feels good, man. Because I ain't never helped out. No, I always took from everybody. So it feels good to be like somebody, man, Trad. Another thing, I keep my word now. I show up. That day, I didn't want to come. Like, they tell you to come and talk in front of a bunch of straight men. I don't want to do that shit. But look at all they did for me, man. Fed me physically, fed my spirit. I ain't going to tell them people no, yes. And every time I say yes, I string together a couple more days, man. A couple more days, man. A couple more days clean. A couple more days of goddamn keeping my word. A couple more days of goddamn just showing up. And, man, it feels good, y'all, man. And, man, I hope y'all, man, I wish y'all the best of luck, man. That's all I got.
Thank you, boy.
Yeah.
Yup. Man, he made me sound real good. I use Disneyland language compared to that. But I mean, that's how fast recovery can come at you. You find that defining moment. You think you had enough. There's always a person, place, or thing out there that will help lift you up and pull you along. And they'll be glad to do it probably because, you know, we get benefit out of this, you know. We helps keep us clean. But I'm real proud of you, you know. But don't think you can do, you know, tomorrow unless you get there and do right like you did today. What'd you think, Marshall?
Oh, yeah, man. Can y'all hear me? Because I can raise my level up some.
Yeah.
But, man, Travis has been coming up to West, you know, and I told him, I said, hey, man, we want you to share. He said, I ain't there yet. You know, give me a couple of more weeks, you know what I mean? And eventually he got here, you know. What I got, you know, I understand today that I'm a physical person and I'm a spiritual person. One of the things I heard him say was once he got to McShin, John and them started feeding him physically and they started feeding him spiritually, you know, which is what we've been talking about. You can't feed yourself the same bullshit that got you in here, you know. You got to get some more shit. You got to get some real shit, some genuine shit, you know. And some of that he got. I mean, I love what he did, man. That shit was real. That shit was 100. That shit was spot on, man. Yep. You know what I mean?
And just to clean it up, if you come to my house to do yard work, you're getting $15 an hour cash money, so it ain't like it was free, man. But I know what 2 hours worth of work looks like too, you know. So I got a picture of one guy sleeping in my bushes. I didn't pay him for that hour.
Y'all gotta really get to know this guy, man. This guy got one of the biggest hearts, man, of anybody I have ever met. You know what I mean? And so he's in the right business, man. You know what I'm saying? And John Man, like he said, he like the road trip, man. He'll grab a newcomer, somebody that got 2 months clean, and man, take them on a road trip.
You know, about a month ago, I did a 12-day road trip to L.A. and back. Drove. And the reason I drove because I wanted to take a couple guys, show them the experience. But I spoke at a prison in California and a big jail in Salt Lake City. And his kid jumps in my car. He just come off a 6-day meth run, stinking of wine. I mean, just one of the most, I don't even know how to describe them. But I think that was it was in June. One thing I like about coming into this jail and sharing with you people is Sheriff Gregory gives us a lot of latitude, and Pam. And we're very, very grateful because, you know, I've been all over the country. I've spoken in 46 different states. Just few people do it like she does it here. And for these officers to come up in here and make sure this meeting happens, and I know you get treated and handled better here than most places as far as jail goes, but you know she'll let us bring a newcomer up in here every now and then, you know, try to help turn a person around. But that kid I took to California with me a month ago, he's sitting in the corner over there with the hat on, and we're going to bring him back to share one day, but he went to prison at 16. He got emancipated, got big boy time, did 12, got out, did 5, got out. So he's one of us. You know, this is what we do, man. We just try to show people, help people, do our thing, bring people with us. And, man, if you do what me and Marshall do, you give what me and Marshall get. Now, I can't afford no Mercedes, so I ain't done as good as Marshall.
Oh, my wife bought that.
Yeah, but my wife drives a Lexus.
I got a truck.
I got a pickup truck too, man. My car got 160,000 miles on it.
Let me ride with her. For anybody that missed it, Travis, what I got about his sharing, man, is another way. It's another way, you know. I mean, he talked about it. I mean, he talked about being reluctant and being fearful and being scared to change until that shit just beat him down. Yeah. He was whipped. And he said, well, maybe I'll try this.
Right. It's like, it's deja vu. You know exactly what's going to happen when you do what you always do. What's so hard about trying something different? And the demonstration is you try something different, the benefits, they're exponential. I mean, they come quick, you know, especially if you got a little age on you, a little wisdom with you, you know. Anyways, we're not doing Q&A tonight unless you got something pressing we need to hear about. Huh? Anybody got any comments? We still got a lot of work to do back at the house tonight. We good to go?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, look, you guys were great tonight. I don't know what they saying to y'all back there, but y'all were this was a great meeting. This is better than most meetings outside, so my hat's off to you guys paying attention, engaging, so good job. And we'll see y'all in 2 weeks, all right? All right, love you.